If you do not perform this year, that door is going to close. And income, drum roll please, Arch Manning. Baby, I'm here, waiting for you. If you don't go to that NFC Championship this year, this is your career, bro. Jerry is going to do any and everything to spend everything for Arch Manning. I can see it now. Jerry Jones, Sunday Night Football, the Manning family. Dak has had well enough options. Dak had a successful running game with Pollard as well as Ezekiel Elliott. Defense, Troy Aikman only had one lockdown guy. Dak Prescott had Stephon Gilmore as well as Trayvon Diggs. What more do you need? You can put George Pickens, that ain't nothing but mascara. You can put CeeDee Lamb, pay CeeDee Lamb, man, that ain't nothing but a BBL.
I can't handle any more of this crap here. Cam.
Guys, listen. Okay, what?
Cam. Starting from the top. Cam thinks that this is Dak's last chance before the Cowboys get rid of him and Jerry Jones does anything and everything to replace him with Arch Manning. And listen, I get it, right? It's a fun proposition. Even I would love to see this happen. It's just literally impossible. 3 very specific reasons. Number 1, taking a look at Dak Prescott's salary cap figures. According to overthecap.com, 2025, if the Cowboys were to cut Dak Prescott this year, which they're obviously not, right? So 2025 is kind of a wash. But in theory, they could trade him if they wanted to midway through the season. If they were like, screw this, he approves the destination, the potential destination, waives the no trade clause. Let's just say like unicorn scenario. Impossible, but just for the sake of Cam's argument, $138 million in dead money. Financially, this is impossible in 2025. Okay, let's go to 2026. Cowboys were to trade Dak Prescott, depending on the timing, up to $90 million in dead money. Impossible. Untradeable. Okay, now let's talk about if they were to cut Dak Prescott pre-June 1st. Depending on negotiations, they would obviously post-June 1 designate him in this impossible scenario to split that dead cap hit up. $129 million to cut Dak Prescott before June 1st next year. Dead cap. $129 million. They were to cut him post-June 1 next year. $74 million in dead cap. Impossible. Okay? Needless to say, Dak Prescott is not there's no financial scenario that makes any sort of plausible sense whatsoever. And this is just reason number 1 of 3, guys. The other 2 are equally as damning, in my opinion. There is no timeline for a departure for Dak Prescott from Dallas until at the very minimum 2027. That's when we can start having these discussions. Financially speaking, impossible. Okay, now let's talk about reason number 2, Arch Manning. Because that is the whole, that's the ploy. That's the plot after all, right? That's the whole discussion. in my opinion, I don't want to speculate and say for sure what Cam was doing here. I don't know what his intentions were, but it feels a heck of a lot to me like engagement farming in the down period of the NFL calendar. And from that perspective, I get it. You got a job to do. You got to get your clicks, got to get your views, you got to get the ratings and the reviews up. Got to make that money. Just as long as you're willing to admit that this is a wildly ridiculous proclamation, that this is Dak's last chance. NFC Championship or bust. And then it's all in for Arch Manning. So that takes us to issue number 2. All right. Arch Manning's family has hinted at this. Arch Manning himself has hinted at this. And every Texas insider that I know, or that, I'm working directly with Inside Texas, but any other resource, a rival of Inside Texas, that has ties to the program, inside information, sources, inside the building, credentialed members of Texas Longhorns football media, or Pat McAfee, connections to the Manning family. Everybody knows the Manning family is in no rush. It's why Arch Manning had no issues sitting behind Quinn Ewers for not 1, but 2 seasons. He has said this himself. He wants to accrue, there's a certain amount of starts that he wants under his belt before he even thinks about entering the league. This is from a man who that comes from 2 generations of Hall of Famers at the quarterback position. Okay, one of the Manning family empire, the football's first family. Some people call it. All right, here's Pat McAfee on somebody that he closely connected with within the Manning family. Let's take a listen.
Texas plays Louisiana Monroe. And Louisiana Monroe, and family said this: "We are old school. You never lose your job from an injury. It'll get handled. Everybody assumes that Arch is on this fast track to the NFL. That is."
Well, that's yeah. Okay, so we get this. that part, right? That all makes sense, I hope. The long game. Steve Sarkisian, very well known, notorious for operating a pro-style system. A very nuanced, in-depth playbook. Under center, from the gun, from the pistol, 12 personnel, 21 personnel, condensed formations, spread looks. It's incredibly intricate. And he has a long history of putting guys into the league. And this is back before Texas made their first, but now it's their second run to the college football playoff. Before Steve Sarkisian was widely regarded as a top 3, top 5 coach in the entire national or in the entire country, the college football landscape. And there were still question marks about him and the Texas football program. So they won 5 games in year 1, 8 games in year 2. This is that time frame. People still questioning Steve Sarkisian's health with the disease that he overcame. Incredible human, man. What he's done, what he's dealt with, and the way that he has bounced back. It's remarkable. But at that time, the national landscape, the national narrative was a question mark at the very best about Steve Sarkisian. But the first family of football, the Manning family empire, their stamp of approval, their vote of confidence said everything to me. Sending their prodigy, right, to the tender love and care of Steve Sarkisian, Texas fans everywhere. Okay. We got something here. It's about the long game for Arch Manning. Maybe he is the prodigy, but he is nowhere near a finished product. And he'll be the first one to tell you that. There's a lot of developing, a lot of football that still needs to be played. Still needs to happen. This is a 2-year window. So at the very earliest, not just kind of ironic how these timelines line up, right? Now Cam's saying 2026 NFL draft. That's what he's saying. This year, the 2025 NFL season, if the Cowboys don't make it to the NFC Championship game, this is his proclamation. Last chance. Cowboys are sending you packing. Jerry's going all in for Arch Manning after the 2025 calendar season, which would be the 2026 NFL draft, which would be Arch Manning only with 1 year under his belt as the official full-time starter at the University of Texas. Which means that that's still 1 full calendar year, 1 full NFL draft cycle before Arch Manning plans to declare for the National Football League. Not saying this can't come to fruition a couple years down the road. Arch doesn't even have to declare in 2027 if he doesn't want to. But the Cowboys cannot part ways with Dak Prescott until, at the very least, 2027. Arch Manning cannot be drafted until, at the very least, 2027. And here's the kicker, number 3. This hypothetical proposal, okay, from Cam. Those first 2 points are really the only things that you need to consider to disprove this. Just to respectfully point him to where he was wrong. But number 3 is, okay, let's just say in a fantasy land, hypothetical world, lightning strikes 5 times, all the stars align, and then magic happens, right? This is a parallel universe that we're talking about here. Arch wins the Heisman Trophy. Texas wins the national championship. He feels better than his timeline gets sped up as far as his development. Okay, let's just say it that way. Cam's hypothetical scenario says if the Cowboys fall short of the NFC Championship game. So that means the bar is, it's pretty high for the Cowboys to move on. So it's, the Cowboys win the wild card round, make it to the divisional, get bounced in the divisional 1 week prior to making it to the NFC Championship game. So that's a playoff team in Cam's proposal. Going to be picking in the mid to late 20s in the NFL draft in 2026. Hypothetically, how in the hell are you going to get up to even think about putting yourself in a position to draft Arch Manning? Do you guys understand the draft capital or just capital in general that would be required to make that kind of a jump for Cam Ward, much less the prodigy of the first family of football? The name value alone to get from 3 to 1 would be a minimum of 3 first-round draft picks. Probably. Now imagine the compensation going from the mid to late 20s all the way to 1. Come on, Cam.
All right, yeah, get him the hell out of here, will you, please? Get him out of here. Throw him out.
I rest my case, man. I mean, it's just crazy. I get it. It's an exciting proposition, sure. But my job as a just it's my responsibility to creatively convey the objective truth to the true fan who truly cares. And when those people, those true fans, and this is both of my teams here that are involved in this situation. So I got a pretty good handle on it. People are going to inevitably, and they already did. That's why I'm sitting here doing this. On top of it, yes, it's the dead period, so I got more time. There's less to talk about, so I got more time for exposing some fake takes here. When people are inevitably going to start asking me questions about what Cam said, because he is powerful, he does have influence. It's my job to respond with the objective truth, with the facts. And that's what, as always, that I aimed to do. And I hope that I did that. I hope this all makes sense for you. And I hope that you'll hit that like button for me, assuming that you're already subscribed. Thank you to GetYourWagalon.com, the official partner of the Lando Show. QR code is right here. You don't have to remember type in any code or anything like that. Just scan that code. Anytime you guys see something, a hat or a shirt that you like, that you think somebody in your family or somebody that you're close to could use or needs or would benefit from, would make smile, Waggle, man, I'm telling you, they're the official partner of the Lando Show, but also of my golf business, Hosel and Hack. They are a golf apparel manufacturer, but I'm telling you guys right now, they got something for everybody. And I appreciate everything that they have done, not just for me, but for my other small business that's currently rapidly growing. And we're trying to do the same thing here with their help. So help get me to 5,000, assuming you guys are already just a couple hundred people away. I want to try to get there before week 1 of the season. We should be able to do that. That's a safe projection. All right, but just make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button for me, assuming that you're already subscribed. It's the cheapest and the most free way to help me out. And as Mike Fisher always says, it's also worth every penny. So totally free, worth every penny. You can also catch my written work over at cowboyscountry.com. All right, let's get through this dead period. I got y'all. Just be careful where you're getting your information from. Okay. If you're new here, just remember I'm Lando from the Lando Show. This is Sports Below the Surface. Prayer changes things, and the war is already won. Talk to you guys tomorrow.